In this unit, we're going to look at is similar triangles. You did deal with similar triangles last year in 7th grade, and you were using proportions to set them up and find missing side lengths. So, things we should know about similar triangles. If triangles are similar, the following will be true. Corresponding sides will be proportional. So last year, this is where you'd set them up and it would be like some fraction. So A over B equals C over D. It'd be like a question. The flagpole is 5 feet. Just kidding. That would not be a very big flagpole. The flagpole is 20 feet tall and is casting a shadow. If a person is 5 feet 2 inches and casts a 10-foot shadow, how long of a shadow would the flagpole cast? So it's those type of questions where you'd have to set them up and then solve them from there. This year we're looking at angles. So if corresponding angles are going to be congruent. In other words, corresponding means same spot in the different shape. So if they're corresponding, they will be in the same spot but on a different triangle. So this is how we're going to check to see if our triangles that they've given us are indeed similar. We are going to see if two pairs of corresponding angles and a pair of triangles are congruent or the same. And if they're congruent, then the third one automatically is. So if number one is true, so if we can find two pairs that are congruent, then the triangles are going to be similar. So how we're going to do this is we are going to figure out one. It doesn't matter whether you find out this missing angle or this one. So we have to go back to remember that there are 180 degrees in a triangle. So right now there's 180 degrees in this triangle and I've used 87 and 58. So if I wanted to figure out my last angle, I would take 180 minus 87 minus 58, and that would give me 35 degrees. So if you look at this, these triangles would be similar. You'll notice they both have a triangle angle of 87, and they both have a triangle degrees of 35. And which means that this angle right here, even though I don't know it, would have to be 58 because these two are the same, which means that one will have to be the same. So is this similar? We would say similar because, and you could say two, just like we wrote here, two pairs of corresponding angles are congruent. You could say angle 35, it was congruent to angle 35, and angle 87, not 2, 87 was congruent to angle 87, which automatically means that angle 58 would be congruent to 58. So on our next one, again, we have 80, we have 60, so that's 140, which means this angle right here is 40 degrees. So if you look at this one, these angles correspond, but I only have one set of angles that correspond. So this one would be not similar. We only have only one pair of corresponding angles. And that's that 80 equals 80. That's the only one that corresponds. The other ones don't correspond. They have different measures. So that's what you're going to be doing on these ones down here. So we're going to start. I'm actually just going to do number 3 with you, and then you can do 1 and 2 on your own. Not forgetting again what that marking means. So this one is not hard, but it is tricky. You have to kind of use your imagination. Here would be parallel lines. Here's a transversal right here. So a couple of things that we know. You could also look at it and say that this angle right here is vertical to this angle right here. So we know that these angles are the same because they're vertical angles, which also means those are the same. So we have two pairs so similar. Two sets of congruent corresponding angles. Again, vertical angles. So we know those are the same. And then 42 and 42.